What's going on, everybody? My name is Jay Crum, and you are watching Disney Channel. No, I'm just playing. No, we're doing the Waste My Time featuring Lale Turner documentary, behind the scenes, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're doing. Lale Turner is he's one of my favorite underground artists. He was somebody that I've liked his music for a while. I was added to this group chat that we're both in, and I think he started putting some Office references in there, and I knew exactly what he was talking about because I'm a huge fan of The Office. I think that's what our initial connection was. But then we met down in A3C in Atlanta, and when I went down there, I went to go get my badge for the festival, and him and the rest of Cul-de-sac, that's his crew, Cul-de-sac, they came up, and he was the first person I saw when I got down there. And so it was dope to just kind of link up with him and kind of put a face to the name. And we just kicked it for a while. We walked all through Atlanta. They decided to park 3 miles away from where we were supposed to be. So we had a nice little walk. So we had some time to be able to learn about each other and grow together and stuff like that. And so since then, I sent him a song when I got back, and he gave me one of my favorite verses, off of this body of work we've been working on. Yeah, so raising up the banner is a victory over sin, it's a victory over death, it's a victory over really anything. It's one of those things, man, where life is going to come with seasons, right? Life is going to have peaks, it's going to have valleys, and knowing the end of the story helps you navigate those peaks and valleys. In the song, I just wanted to give that vulnerable moment that kind of the same as when the disciples said to Jesus, they said, "Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief." Because it's okay, I know what's true, but there's still this side of me that feels like you're not there. There's still this side of me that's having a really hard time believing that this is going to get better. And so that's kind of the same, analogy that was in the song. Is I feel like this message I'm sending you don't ever see, but I know it's not true, but yeah, it helps you stay constant in those peaks and valleys, because you know what the end is. So when I'm talking about raising up the banner, it's like a declaration of victory. And raising up the banner, just knowing that whatever else is coming, I know that we already have this. When I was a kid, I used to love, I don't know why, but I would get books and I would just read the ending. I don't know if anyone else was like that, but I would just skip to the end and see what was happening. So I know how this is going to end. And us, as Christians, we have that same thing where it's we got to look at the end of the book. We got to see how this is going to end for us. So regardless of what happens in this life, regardless of the pain and the turmoil and everything else that comes, I know what the end is, and the end is being with him forever. And so that's where that comes from. So the way that I know when something is a waste of time, I think a lot of ways is how much progression have you made after doing it? How much progression in life have you made? So, I could sit back, I could drink, I could smoke, I could, lose myself into the things that, are enjoyable to me, right? How much progression have I made after that? It was a waste of time, I didn't progress, I didn't go any further. And so I've tried so many things other than God to try to satisfy that void, right? And none of it satisfies. Even if it feels like it doesn't last. I gotta do it again. I gotta go, I gotta purchase more liquor. I gotta go purchase more weed. I gotta go, I gotta meet more women. I gotta go, there's always more that I have to try to fill that void with. And those are wastes of time because they're not helping me progress and they're not helping fully satisfy what it is I really need. The whole thing with the song is I don't want to waste my time any longer. Oh man, these are some deep questions, man. These are some deep questions. It feels like we're galaxies away from where you are. It's yeah, I think it could express emptiness, but it's also just like a distance thing, man. It's like, the more I don't choose you, the further I'm gonna feel from you. It's like when me and my wife, if me and my wife have a disagreement, the longer I take to rectify that, the longer I take to seek reconciliation, the longer I take to do that, the further I'm gonna fall apart, the further I'm gonna drift, the further I'm gonna look for other solutions, the further that until it's gonna look like we're galaxies away from each other. And so it's the same as with the relationship with God, where it's like, man, I can keep choosing other things, but I'm just gonna keep getting further and further and further away, you know? And so, yeah. I made the scrambled eggs. Let me tell you, first off, those scrambled eggs were like 3 hours old because I made like 2 batches, right? I had to make like 2 batches of scrambled eggs. Walt wanted to try these new cameras. He came into my house looking like RoboCop. He had a whole body kit with the arm, with the extra arm. He looked like, no, he didn't look like RoboCop. He looked like Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man. He had that, he had this big old camera and was trying to walk around my small apartment to film this scene. He didn't bring in the DSLRs that we normally have that just on the gimbal. It wasn't none of the simple setup that we have. He wanted to try all his new toys, man. And so the mugs they was old eggs because how long it took for us to shoot it, because we couldn't shoot the scene, so he had to go grab some new cameras. That took a whole nother hour and a half. So yeah, it was just it's a thing. You can look at him now. If you want to come to the screen, you can kind of see. He was trying to try these cameras out, which are dope. They've been leveling up, but he had a whole bodysuit with trying to make that work, and it just, we'll try it in the next video. It just wasn't working for this one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you are watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you are on Instagram, please, what you do? You like, you follow, all those things. Facebook, whatever you do there, do it, share it, all that. Waste My Time is out right now. Vagabonds is out right now. We're dropping content as consistently as we possibly can. I hope everybody is staying safe. I hope everybody is holding their loved ones close. I hope everybody is doing everything they can to love each other. Thank you guys. God bless you.